The internet is full of a bunch of really poor, awful health information. The problem is it's really hard to navigate what is actually true from what isn't. In this video, I'm going to give you 6 tips of things that I want you to look out for so that you can protect yourself from really awful information on the internet. Because when we have false information and we're applying that, that's often stalling our weight loss goals. Your next question might be, who are you and why should I even listen to you? Well, my name is Courtney Jacobs and I'm a functional nutritionist. I help women all around the world achieve goal weight. We do that by addressing underlying health conditions that could be going on, bringing the body into balance, providing a bio-individual diet, so a diet that is meant for your body, and we help build new neural networks so that you learn to show up for yourself long term. So if you've been somebody who's been on and off the yo-yo health cycle, you have found a home. Myself, I had gained the same 70 pounds 5, 6, 7 times in my life. It was extremely painful. I also ended up chronically sick. Once my body got into remission and I learned how to keep my body at a stable weight, I knew I had to give this gift to the world. What I'm going to ask you with all of my videos is to not just take my word for it. What I invite you to do is apply the information that you hear to yourself and see if you receive results. When that happens, you're going to know for sure that this is accurate, positive health information. A reminder, nothing I share in this channel is medical information. It is just what I know and what has worked for me in my health and my body. The first piece of advice that is the absolute worst is if somebody is extremely dogmatic in their thinking. If they say this diet right here is the diet that is right for everybody. Everybody must do this type of exercise. This thing is the exact thing that everybody needs. If anybody is extremely dogmatic in the way that they're speaking, they're actually not working with a lot of people. What I do to help people actually hit goal weight and get their body feeling great is we look at each individual personally, because each body has different genes, different epigenetics. We have different conditions. We have different needs at that time of our life. So if we just think of something like beets, right? Well, you would think like, oh, beets is a healthy food. So beets provide nitric oxide. The color in them is great for anti-cancer. There's a lot of antioxidants. It is a really nice food. The nitric oxide can help runners. It can help blood flow. There are a lot of positive benefits to beetroot or beets and nitric oxide. Now, on the flip side, if somebody were to have arthritis or joint pain, beets are also extremely high in oxalates. Oxalic acid gets stuck in joints. If you can see how my knuckle is a little bit out here to the side. When I was sick, I had an issue with oxalates. And so oxalates the crystals can get stuck in our joints and our muscles and cause a lot of havoc in our body. If somebody's having severe gastrointestinal issues, high oxalate food is not a food that they want to be taking in regularly. So if we even just look at specific foods, if somebody says this food is good for everybody, that is not the case because our bodies all have very different needs. Here's another example, like high intensity cardio. High intensity cardio can be extremely beneficial at raising testosterone. It can help with weight loss. It can help stoke the metabolism. It is really great for a lot of situations. And so somebody can say doing 20 to 30 minutes of high intensity cardio is really great for everybody. Now, I would argue that's not the case. Because if a woman came to me with adrenal fatigue and stress issues and her body is worn out and broken down, a high cortisol producing exercise would be the opposite of what she needs. And so if anybody is dogmatic in their thinking and they're not saying the human body is extremely complex, that's why losing weight is very complex. That's why if we hear anybody talking dogmatically about anything, we want to run. Number 2, if anybody is telling you, or if you have the false story yourself, that I just have joint pain because of my age, or I'm so fatigued because I'm a mother and I have young babes around and it's my age, or my brain's not as sharp as it used to be, it's because I'm getting older. That's false. So when we start to experience symptoms in our body, it has nothing to do with age. It has to do that our body is starting to become imbalanced. When I started to get chronically sick, I started to get different symptoms, and my doctor said, well, this happens with age. It's actually not normal to experience arthritis and joint pain. It's not normal to start to lose cognitive function and not have a brain that's very sharp. It is not normal to need a statin because our dad had one and we're getting a little bit older, so it's about that time in our life when that thing happens. What is typically happening is we're moving a little bit less. We're a bit more stressed because we're in a work environment or whatever is going on. Our nutrition has lacked for a while, or there's something going on in your body where your system is off. Now, our body does age, our skin age and our organs age, but actual symptoms of the body don't come because of age. Let's give an example. PMS and menopause symptoms, we are told, are very common. If you look on Instagram or social media, there are lots of funny memes about how awful PMS and menopause are. These symptoms are common, not normal. So our modern diet is producing symptoms in our body, and then we're attributing it to age. But a lot of time it's just the accumulation of us being on the wrong diet for too long that our body is starting to not work properly. So if you have a garbage story that you're experiencing any symptom because it's of age, I want us to scratch that out of your head and to let you know that more likely than not, once your body comes into balance, you won't experience that symptom anymore. One other thing women attribute to age is weight gain. They say, oh, I'm past my 40s and I'm putting on weight. Here's a secret. Your metabolism actually doesn't even start to slow till way into your 60s. It doesn't have anything to do with that. It has to do with that you're not on the right diet for your body. You're not doing the right movement for your body. You haven't addressed underlying health conditions. It is not because you turned 40 that your body is not working. Other people can say, well, when I entered perimenopause, I started gaining weight, or when I entered menopause, I started gaining weight. So it's because of my age or menopause. That's not accurate either. What's actually happening is your sex hormones are so imbalanced that you are experiencing the symptom of weight gain that is happening during menopause. That is not because of your age. It could be from something like blood sugar dysregulation. So if we have blood sugar dysregulation, that tanks sex hormones. When sex hormones are tanked and dysregulated, we experience horrific menopause symptoms, and a symptom of menopause can be weight gain. That does not mean that menopause or going through the transition will force you to gain weight. It means that your body's not actually in an optimal situation. So when you get your body back to balance, you can actually experience transition and not have to go through weight gain. I've had hundreds of women show up to me through perimenopause and menopause, and they still drop weight the same. And some of them had gained weight and had blamed it on perimenopause. So if you have that story about age and your body getting older, know that you're not stuck. The next thing that is a really false information is it's in my genetics. That's what I was told. My dad had diabetes and heart disease. He died at 54. And I was told I would too experience diabetes and heart disease. I see a lot of information on the internet that says, oh, if family members have this, or if this is, part of your genes. We now know about epigenetics. About 20 years ago, a guy won the Nobel Peace Prize for finding out about epigenetics. What that means is that our diet, lifestyle, stressors, and toxins that are coming into our body contribute 80 to 90% whether we flip a disease or not. So here I can explain this. We're all given a gene code. So picture like links. We are all given this chain link, and based on our diet and lifestyle, stressors and toxins in our environment, we pull on these links. So if you live in an environment where you do not have systemic inflammation, your body is not stressed, you're moving and you have good, healthy anti-inflammatory foods coming in, you won't actually flip that gene. Now, if you have low-grade blood sugar dysregulation, you have inflammation from having your omega-3/6 fatty acids off, if you've just experienced a really stressful event in life, you can actually flip that gene for chronic illness or diabetes or, You may be experiencing high cholesterol, but it's not because of your genetics. 80-90% of it is based on your diet and lifestyle. What that means is we have the power to not get the conditions that are in our familial line. So because my dad had diabetes and heart disease, that's probably where my genetics will flip if I were to get a flip in it. But because I keep my blood sugar regulated and my inflammation down, and I do things to take care of my heart, it is my commitment to not get diabetes or heart disease. I have control of that. I'm not succumb to it. So if anybody's telling you that any condition is because it's in your genes, right? Arthritis, just so you know, arthritis is something that's extremely, I hate to say this, so it's pretty easy to get the joint pain away. It's shocking to people, and they think, oh, it's just because it's in my genes, and my doctor told me everybody gets this at my age. Not true. Often, you can find ways with a diet to get a lot of that joint pain to go away. So, you have the power to not get conditions. If you do the right things for your body, you can set yourself up for a lifetime of really good health. So you don't have to follow the advice that you're just stuck with it because of your genes. The fourth piece of really poor health advice is to eat 1,200 calories a day or less. I've had numerous clients come to me and their doctors have put them on a program called Optivia, or I don't even know what it's called. And it is this packaged food from the doctor, and it's about 800 calories a day. Number one, nobody could stick to that. Number two, you're destroying your metabolism. A lot of plans out there say, lose this amount of weight in 30 days. Oh, here's your 60-day plan to shed whatever. And they extremely cut people's calories. When your calories go so low, it is literally setting you up for failure. You're hungry and then you end up binging. You lower your metabolic rate. When you're not eating enough calories for your body eats the muscle instead of actually burning the fat because it needs nutrients, and it is literally in starvation mode. So if any kind of plan is suggesting that you eat 1,200 calories a day or less, I'm going to let you know that's probably not a good option for your body, and to find a program that is going to help you stay satiated, give you enough energy for your human body to work. So stay away from those. The fifth piece of really bad health advice is fruit smoothies. Smoothies or protein shakes. I have people that come to me and they eat a protein shake that they have a banana and fruit and all of the stuff in it. All of that sugar sets you up to be hungrier later. So I just had a client yesterday. She was telling me, oh, I'm just so hungry. And now she's eating 1,600 to 1,700 calories a day. I'm hungry every day. It's so annoying. Number one, you do not need to be hungry when you're on a plan that's helping you lose weight for your actual body. Her breakfast is a yogurt with fruit in it. And then for lunch, she's having a protein shake with a banana and things like that in it. That is a lot of sugar. And so you can see these pictures of these smoothies or acai. I can't even say it. I don't even know what it is. Those ACAI, I don't know. They are sugar garbage bowls that are provided. They look beautiful. It's like half purple, granola, all of this stuff. It looks like this beautiful, healthy thing. It is straight sugar. What does sugar do? Cause inflammation, makes us hungrier. It does not satiate us. It walks us towards chronic disease. Now, there are some antioxidants in it, which can be great, but all of that sugar is actually not optimal for the body. So all of these fruit smoothies and things that you see that look healthy actually cause you to be hungrier, create cravings, and create underlying blood sugar issues. You're far better off eating a regular meal. I want you to think, what have humans been eating for hundreds of thousands of years? You can sit down with a beautiful steak and broccoli and chicken legs and carrots and let's see. I'm cooking chicken right now and I'm going to have persimmons, real, dense, healthy food. So stay away from those high sugar fruit smoothies or juices or acai bowls. And the sixth piece of really awful health advice is the 80-20 rule. Do not follow this 80-20 rule. They say if 80% of the time you eat healthy foods and 20% of the time you don't, well, then you're in a good place. Here's the thing. The foods in our environment today are literally toxins and poison. Most of the foods in the grocery store contain chemicals that no human should really ingest. I know if this is the first time you're hearing this, you're thinking, she's really out there. If you think of an Oreo when our grandparents had them was flour and sugar and a couple ingredients. Now it has a list of ingredients this thick, and most of the ingredients that are in our processed foods are not sold around the globe. Our country is getting extremely sick. 70% of our young people can't qualify for the military. 40% of them have mental health issues. Cancer is on the rise. Autoimmune disease is on the rise. If you're listening to this, your body probably doesn't feel well and you don't know why. Part of it is we've been being poisoned by our food and nobody told us. And so if 80% of the time we're eating healthy food and 20% of the time we're eating regular standard food, we're actually still ingesting poison. And the only health advice that is dogmatically not okay anywhere, I don't care who says it, is that toxins are toxins and poison is poison. There's no amount of ammonia that is good for my body. There's no amount of red dye 40 that is good for your body. Can you not die by eating it once? Yeah, but the cumulative effect is not good on any human. And so if anybody talks to me about an 80-20 rule, I try to change that to a 95 to 5% rule or a 90-10 rule. And what that 90-10 rule is, 90% of the time we eat the 100 times 3 base diet. And then 10% of the time, I eat other healthy things that might be sweet, like I made my own cookies, or I had a healthy treat that I got at the natural grocer or Sprouts that doesn't have any of the toxins in it. So if you're doing a split like that, I would change it to 90-10. Let's just say 90-10. And if in that 10% you want to go to a healthy food store and find popcorn that is literally just avocado oil or coconut oil and popcorn, that's an okay option. But to say that 20% of the time we can take in chemicals, that's going to lead us to chronic disease. I want to thank you for listening to this video, and I want to let you know that whatever you're dealing with, there is a solution and a way out. What I invite you to do is subscribe to this channel and click like. All of the videos here are going to help walk you towards goal weight and help your body feel radiant. You're going to learn different medical things, nutritional advice, and you're going to learn how to build new neural networks so that you learn to trust yourself. My goal is to help you hit goal weight and then learn how to keep it for the rest of your life so you never have to put the weight back on. As a quick reminder, nothing in this video is medical advice. It is just my experience, strength, and hope letting you know what is possible, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video.